A couple of days ago, I had the super original idea for a video. I wanted to rank every video game console ever. But unfortunately, there's a problem with that. And it's the fact that I don't own every console. And I certainly am not an expert when it comes to them. So I came up with a brilliant solution. I'm not going to rank every console ever. I'm just going to rank every console that I personally have owned. Out of all of these, I own the NES, the GameCube, the PlayStation 3 and 5, the Xbox One S, the Series X, the Switch 2, the Wii, and the Wii U. So now with all that being said, let's begin my ranking of every single console that I've owned throughout my entire life, beginning in August of 2004 to but not ending in July of 2025, with some consoles being released before this time period, but I still ended up owning from worst to best. Coming in at last place at number 10 is the NES. You see, this console, it's not bad, at least that I know of, but it's in last because I've actually never played on it. So yeah, I actually have no idea if this is a good console or not. So it's kind of just automatically here at the bottom. It is cool to have for my collection. We got it at a garage sale, so it's cool, but it's also kind of just been sitting around and just collecting dust and not being used at all. We're kind of starting off with a little bit of a dud. At number 9 is the PlayStation 3. This is one of the most nostalgic consoles for me. I used to play it all the time at my aunt and uncle's house. That's actually where we got this console because my parents bought the console from my uncle to give to me because I used to play it all the time at their house. There were some really great games that I used to play on this console, like Need for Speed Shift, NASCAR 2015, Minecraft, Tiger Woods, and Monopoly Streets. You guys remember Monopoly Streets, right? I know you do. I know you do. There was this feature in Need for Speed Shift where you were able to make a custom race, right? I put it on this figure 8 track and I had it so it was as many laps as possible with as many racers as possible. So it kind of would end up becoming a demolition derby. I would hop on and just play that. I just thought that was like really fun. I don't know. And of course, the Minecraft on this console. This was one of the first versions of Minecraft I actually had ever played. There was like, Pocket Edition and PC, but this is the first console version. And like you guys know, the legacy console versions of Minecraft are extremely nostalgic now. It's just a whole different vibe playing that version of Minecraft that really just isn't around anymore. I remember on PlayStation 3, I built like this casino on a super flat world that was a giant wooden block basically, and it was super ugly. I also built like this castle that I would like put chests around so we could do custom Hunger Games matches, except I went around and manually put all the loot everywhere, so I kind of knew where like the best stuff was, so it was a little bit unfair for my friends that would play with me. But yeah, I'm really fond of this console. It's just this far down because I didn't have that many games to play on it, so it never really was like the focus console. This next one on the list is a little bit of a shocker. It's the PlayStation 5, but hear me out before you freak out at me or go in the comments. It's because I haven't actually had this console for very long. I got it last December.
Oh, okay. Oh, that makes sense.
The only game that I've played on it is like an hour of Spider-Man and like that little included Astrobot game, the demo thing. That's all I've played. Other than that, it's been Fortnite and Rocket League. That's why this console is so low. I haven't played God of War. I haven't played Ghost of Tsushima. I haven't even played Crazy Chicken Shooter Edition. But I will say, I am just really excited to have this console. The controller is one of the best controllers I've ever had, but I am really excited to properly get into playing games on this console. But, at least it's doing better than the NES. Up next, at number 7, is the most recent console that I bought, the Switch 2. The reason it's at 7 is because of the little short window that I actually had this console, but it's a fantastic upgrade from the original Switch. The hardware's better, it just feels better to hold, games are smoother. Like everyone else, I've played Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza just came out, that has been really fun so far. I played Deltarune Chapters 3 and 4. I'm actually playing Breath of the Wild for the very first time on this console. I was going to play it on the original Switch, but then I realized I could upgrade it and have a better experience, so I waited. I can't believe I didn't play it sooner. That is a wonderful game. But even though there aren't a lot of games on it right now, it's just nice to have. Like, it's fun to just hold this console and like disconnect the Joy-Con and put it back in because of the satisfying magnets. I love it so far. And on top of that, this is actually the first console I ever got on launch day. Me and my good friend Ezra went to a Walmart, and there was like no line in front of us. It was kind of surprising. There was only like 4 other people. Apparently, people just overlooked Walmart because everyone else went to GameStop, and it was so easy. But I'm just gonna say it now. The Switch 2 definitely has potential to become my favorite console of all time. If it can keep this hype up through its lifespan, it actually can become my favorite. Coming in at number 6 is my first ever console, the GameCube. This was the original family console for me. I used to play it all the time with my parents and my sister. We would play games like Mario Kart Double Dash, Smash Bros. Melee, but the big game for me was SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. I actually made a whole video on this game, but other games I played on it was like Pac-Man World 2 and Sonic Riders, which is weirdly enough the only Sonic game I've ever played. I don't know why. It's just okay. And then Mario Party, specifically the 6th one. I actually had this set up in my room, and that was like the coolest thing to me. I had it on a little box TV on the floor. So yeah, I really like this console, and it will always have a special place in my heart. Aww. Coming in at number 5 is a perfectly mid console, the Wii U. I just think it's so poetic that it's landed at 5 because half the people I talk to hate this console and half the people I talk to like it. Not love it, but like it. You know, I got this console for Christmas. I don't remember what year, but when I got it, it was like a bundle with Super Mario Maker. Dude, I was so excited about Super Mario Maker. When that was first announced, I could not wait. And I just had like this obsession with Mario Maker for a little bit. And it was like only lasted like 2 weeks. And on top of the Mario Maker hype, I actually got my first glimpse of 3D World at a friend's house. I played on his Wii U. I loved it. It was so cool because I had already loved 3D Land on the 3DS. So I needed to get my hands on this console. We also had Mario Kart 8 and like Smash Bros. U, and then New Super Mario Bros. U. The gimmick of like having the gamepad and like whatever you did on it would show on the TV, that like really resonated with me for some reason. That was super cool. You know, to a lot of people, they thought the gamepad was stupid, which I can understand. You know, you can't take it anywhere. It has to be like in a Bluetooth vicinity of the Wii U console. So it's not necessarily a handheld, but it's like trying to be. But for some reason, I loved it. But at the same time, you know, I was easily amazed by any little bit of technology at this time. I don't know. Looking back, it's not as cool as I remember, but I still do like the Wii U a lot. Up next at number 4 is the first of the Microsoft consoles. It's the Xbox Series X. You know, looking at this console, it might be the most basic console of the current generation, but you know, it's still the one I picked because at the time when it first came out, I had to choose between Xbox and PlayStation, and back then I was basically just an Xbox player mostly, and also, you know, the PlayStation 5 was super hard to get at the time, so I kind of just already knew the Series X would be the one I chose. But this console has been great for me. I played Elden Ring. I've been loving that game. It's pretty cool. And then a game I was super late to, Red Dead Redemption 2, which that is now my favorite game of all time. So that's like huge points for the Series X. Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Forza Horizon 5. You know, they always do good with the Forza Horizon series. But this console is like, you know, it's still in use now, just like the PlayStation 5 and Switch 2. And I am going to continue using it because, you know, I like it. I like my mini fridge. It's great. At number 3 is the other Microsoft console that I have, the Xbox One S. This is the very first console that I bought and owned for myself. Right? Like, I had the Wii and the Wii U, but those were never like, I bought this with my own money. This console felt a little bit like a turning point for me. It kind of became more of a passion, just falling in love with video games as a medium. And I think it's just because of the variety of games I played, like Jedi Fallen Order, Subnautica, Forza Horizon 3, Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2, just a way bigger variety of games that I played on this console rather than my other ones. I had to mention it at least once in this video, but Fortnite was one of the best games I've played on the Xbox One because I started playing Fortnite on this console. Chapter 1, I started in Season 3, so it's like the glory days of Fortnite. Just helped me expand my interest when it comes to games. Instead of just playing platformers or racing games, I was actually playing new different types of games. Like my first ever shooter game was Star Wars Battlefront, and I played that for the first time on the Xbox. But like, it was to the point where I was actually kind of sad when I upgraded to the Series X because this console just means so much to me. I don't know why. It was I was helping him retire. At least it's doing better than the NES. Coming in at number 2, is the Wii. This was the family console because of all the multiplayer that was pushed in the games, and also, you know, how easy it was to use. But with the games, starting off with Wii Sports, which was packaged in with, I think, every console, that's a crazy thing to do because, you know, you don't even have to buy an extra game, and you got Wii Sports, which is already one of the favorites of everyone. What happened to that? Nintendo, what happened? Where'd that go? I don't know what it is. Wii Sports is just really good. I don't know. And then we got Mario Kart Wii, which is one of the best Mario Karts of all time. You got New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I think the multiplayer in New Super Mario Bros. Wii was really fun. You know, and the power-ups were great, the level design, all that. And it was probably the last good New Super Mario Bros. One of my favorite games of all time, Epic Mickey. I used to love this game. I played it so much. I don't think I ever beat it, but I replayed it a ton. I don't know how that happened. Mario Galaxies 1 and 2. Two of the best 3D Marios. I think the first one actually is my favorite 3D Mario game of all time. And then you got like games like Just Dance. That was insane. Everyone loved Just Dance. I didn't really like it, but it was iconic. I remember going over to my friend's house, or my friend would come over to my house just to play on the Wii, and that's all he would do. Or that's like family night, because everybody loved this console. And then like having the Wii remote be like an actual TV remote was a really good idea because everyone knows how to use a TV remote. That way it's more inclusive towards people that don't normally play games. And that's probably why it works so well. But yeah, that's why the Wii is here at number 2. Now coming in at number 1, the best console that I've ever owned is the Nintendo Switch. This console is exactly why I love Nintendo and what they accomplish, because this is just like wizardry. You can just take the Switch out of the dock and continue playing the same game. Just take it with you out of the house. And the games on this console were great too. Like Mario Odyssey. I absolutely love Mario Odyssey. It's probably my second favorite 3D Mario game. We got Mario Kart 8 making a return with Deluxe, which had a really great DLC with the Booster Course Pass being all the extra tracks and racers and stuff. What a great way to bring back that game. We had Smash Bros. Ultimate with probably the best Smash Bros. Game of all time. Absolutely insane. It broke the internet with every announcement it had. Oh, I wonder who it's gonna be. It's Sans! And one of the last things they added to the Switch being Mario Wonder. I absolutely loved this game. It felt like a proper 2D Mario game. They actually cared about the game instead of just being like, here's another entry into the series. You need a 2D Mario game for the console, so I guess here you go. It was like actually like they properly tried with this one. And it's just a really fun, nice game. It looks great, and the level design is fantastic with the Wonder Flowers and stuff. And it's wonderful. My first ever Kirby game I ever played being Kirby and the Forgotten World. That was kind of cool. I played Undertale for the very first time on this console, and that is one of my other favorite games of all time. So that's a pretty big deal. Super Mario 3D World with Bowser's Fury. In addition to that, basically an open world version of Super Mario of 3D World. And two of the most popular games that were on this console, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I've only played one being Breath of the Wild, but those games are just, you know, they're huge. The Switch was an absolutely massive step up from the Wii U, an entirely different level from the failure that was the Wii U, and they just bounced back in the best way possible with this console. And yeah, it's just overall, I just really, really loved this console. And I gotta say, I'm so glad the Switch 2 is basically this console, but just beefier. So that's why the Nintendo Switch is here at number 1. But yeah, that has been my ranking of every console that I've ever owned. You know, I made this video just to talk about these consoles and really just appreciate them. This clearly was really opinionated and based off of my own experience. So sorry for putting the PlayStation 5 at number 8. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this sort of weird video. And if you did, please like and subscribe for more content. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.